Greetings. My name is Peter, and welcome to another Show&Tell from me. Today we'll be looking at the Helson Shark Diver 45 Titanium. Fun story about this. The Helson watches were the first Mirco Brand watches that I ever bought. In other words, a Helson Shark Diver 45mm was the first Mirco Brand watch that I ever bought, and started my love for Mirco Brand watches. But I did, and this wasn't this watch, but a blue one in stainless steel, and it sparked my love for Mirco Brand watches. It really did. It was sort of a massive eye opener for me that there were brands out there that one hadn't heard of and have the most awesome designs and so on, and that started it all for me. And this watch, the story about this watch is that I actually bought this watch new from Helson, and a couple of years ago I sold it, and it's been through some different owners, and then I saw it at ctwatches.dk for sale, and the owner is a friend of mine, and I contacted him and I said, Klaus, this is one of my old watches, and you know, it seems to be calling to me, and would you sell it to me? So he did, and it's back again. The circle is complete, the circle of watch life. We should have Elton John singing now, but I haven't. So anyway, right, so let's have some stats on this. This is the Helson Shark Diver 45, which stands for, it's 45mm, titanium. It's from 2014. The motor in this, the movement is Swiss-made ETA 2824-2 automatic. This watch is depth rated to 2,000 meters. It's coated with the most awesome Swiss Superluminova, which for some reason just, wow, you take it in the sun. Let me see if I can do this. Put it in the sun. That's why I've got this ray of sunlight. Put it back, you see? It has an awesome loom, this watch. It really does. It's amazing. Let me see there? It's lit up like a Christmas tree. So, anyway, right. It has a sapphire crystal, 3mm thick, with AR coating on the inside. And still going strong, the loom. Anyway, so those were the quick stats on this. Again, I call my videos show and tells, not reviews, because I don't go mental and dissect the watches. I just talk to them like one normal guy to all you out there. So anyway, yeah, so this watch is back in the fold with me, and I'm very pleased. Your first love, you never quite forget it, and Helson was my first Mirco Brand watch love, and it still has a special place in my heart. These watches are, for me, the definition of tool watches. Now that I would venture to say that they aren't better in the build than Borealis or Prometheus or some of the other watch brands that I've encountered. In no way. It's the design of this watch. I mean, the Shark Diver and the 45mm. They also have a smaller. I think it's a 42mm. I think so. And they have another watch called the Shark Master, which also is an awesome watch. It's a beautiful watch. And they have Helson. I think it's called a Buccaneer or something like that. Tortuga, I'm not sure. But of all the Helson watches, the Shark Diver 45mm for me is the ultimate Helson watch. And and this is, the design, it's so square, so brutish, so manly. It reeks of I don't care about aesthetics. I'm a big mannish watch, and whoever wears me is a big mannish man, which isn't necessarily true, guys, but this speaks to me on many levels, this watch, and And yeah, and it's well made and it's very nice. Let's have a look at the back of it. You see you have some sharks here, circling, hopefully not, circling the diver, and it's a beautiful case back. Also, one other thing is that I used to work as a commercial diver in Cyprus on a fish farm called Sagro Deep Sea Fish, and this was 5 gigantic nets, 5 kilometers out from the shore, with over 500,000 fish in each net. It's a fish farm, so each net size would have, the small, the larger, largest, and the last net would be the harvest net, where you would harvest them. And my job was, as a diver, to dive underneath and around the nets at about 45 meters and check for holes. So the thing was, sharks at night would come and be able to sense the large amount of fish, but wouldn't be able to sense the net. And therefore, every morning, there would be a couple of holes in the nets made by sharks. And I've seen them lots of times. I've dived with them. And everybody who's ever dived with deep sea oceanic sharks knows that it's an eerie feeling. Even though one gets used to it, one never quite, stops hearing. You never quite stop hearing the theme music from Jaws. It's a bit stressing, but there you are. So I think I'm not the only. Lots of people have dived with sharks. Doesn't make me anything special, but at least it makes me feel that I have the right to wear this watch. I have dived with sharks lots of times, and therefore I feel that I'm allowed to own a shark diver. And this is silly because, of course, all you guys who haven't dived with sharks are also perfectly allowed to wear this watch. But if one day if you guys do go and dive with some sharks somewhere and come out, then I bet you two would say, "Ha! Now I'm going to buy myself a shark diver because now I am a shark diver." So anyway, so that's enough ramblings from me about my youth. Yeah, let's see if my watch could focus again. It has the Helson H there. We've had a look at the sharks on the back. The links. The links are really awesome. I like this. Screwed in links is the norm for Helson, which is really well. They do have a sort of an irritating link tube, which I don't find necessary in that design. But again, this watch is 2 years old, so I don't know how the new shark divers how the design of the links are. There is a Again, my English is lacking, guys. I'm sorry about this, but there is a special sort of nut there, or bolt, or whatever you'd call it. I might be the nut. This is a bolt. And in the box, there's a special sort of little key which will loosen these, so it makes it very easy for you to put on the rubber Helson strap, which also comes with this watch. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I'm a bit skeptical, and I've always been a bit skeptical about titanium watches. For some reason, you can actually hear this is very, very, very light. And it sometimes with some watches leaves me with the feeling that, well, this is a toy watch I've got on, But the weight of this, I'm sorry I haven't weighed it, guys, so you'll have to look it up. But the weight of this sort of compensates for that, because even though these are ridiculously light, this has a nice battle weight. So it doesn't really bug me in any way, and I like the look of this. Some titanium watches seem rather dull, and I miss the sort of sparkle and glamour of stainless steel polished watches. But this is for some reason this doesn't bother me. I think it's probably because of the tool diver look it has, the sort of this titanium metal gunmetal look. It just adds to the tool diver look, and that doesn't bother me at all. I find it very, very handsome watch. it has a diver's extension here, and there you go. There it is. Yeah. The thing about these diver's extensions is that you'll have to be pretty lucky if you end up having this fit your wetsuit. Whereas I'm more into the way Borealis does it, where it has somewhere you pull them out and clicks. It sort of says click, 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 click out, and then you can push it back in until it's tight, but not too tight. Or you can actually. The thing about diving with wetsuits and watches is when you're up on 0 meters and you put the watch on it, it's nice and nice and tight. You go down to 45 meters, and the water has compressed your wetsuit to the point where your watch is hanging loose. Now with this, you haven't really got any. Well, you can get your little tool out and start doing that, but that's not going to help. So underwater, if you might be able to push it back like that underwater with your gloves on and all that, but that would be silly, because when you then resurface, it's going to be way too tight. Whereas the Borealis way of doing it, you can just loosen a couple of clicks out, and that does it. So, but there you have it. I normally dive in Greece, and when I worked at the fish farm as a young man, we dived in shorts. We didn't even have a BCD or anything. You had a tank shield on the back with a tank on, and you just jump in with your shorts. And so that sort of, I still just dive with shorts. I do use a BCD, obviously nowadays, but I don't wear a wetsuit as I'm pretty resistant towards cold anyway. I live in Denmark, and I took my diving exam in Denmark in water where you can see 3 centimeters in front and the rest is green soup, and is sometimes close to freezing. And so, so this won't be a problem for me. I'll just wear it like I normally wear it and use it as a dive watch there. So, again, I haven't had my grubby little hands on a new 2016 Helson, so I don't know if they've changed the dive extension on it. But but this is the one from a 2-year-old watch. So, I'm very pleased to have this watch back. I want to give a great big thumbs up to Klaus from ctwatches.dk. He really has an awesome shop. Now, I don't get paid to say this. I'd like to say that. And he did give me a good price on this watch, but I did pay for it. So I'm not, this isn't free advertising for Klaus and CT Watches. It's just he has a really, really cool shop. And if you're a Dane or, even in Europe, you should check out CT Watches, because he has some rather competitive prices, and he has the same, he feels the same way about watches that I do. He loves Mirco Brand. He likes to specialize in watches. He could have 1,000 more watches than he has. He just doesn't want to bother with normal mainstream watches. He likes, I think his heart beats for Mirco Brand watches too. And he has a big knowledge of them also. So it's a cool shop. Go and have a look at it. You never know what you might find. So, well, that free advertising for Klaus. You're welcome, Klaus. I will end this review. It has a scratch here, and oh my dear God, I didn't make that. Anyway, so my impression of the Helson Shark Diver line, but especially the 45 line, is they're awesome, and I love them. And the funny thing about these watches is they seem to be, they're they only gain in value. They seem to be commanding higher and higher used prices or second-hand prices, and the reason for that may be that Helson has decided, by the looks of it on their website, decided to to go more into bronze divers and and titanium blasted. So some of the old watches, the trademark Helson with the light blue and the light blue bezel, light blue dial, and stainless steel. When you find one of those in a good condition, they tend to cost quite a lot. And I suppose that's fair. They are awesome watches. Most of their watches now have Miyotas inside. And as I said before, Miyotas are fine. This one does have the ITA movement. And that's fine too. Well, anyway, enough of this. Again, I like to say that I do have a Facebook group. It's called Peter's Watch Show and Tell Facebook group, I think. You can find a link to it under my YouTube channel. Please join that. You can chat with me, scold me, do whatever you want there in real time. And if you like what I do here on YouTube, you can like and subscribe. I would love that. Anyway, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will catch you on my next Show and Tell. Until then, bye-bye.